What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video on the Support Gaming Network. I am Zimmy, and here we are talking about the top 5 questions that I get every time I check out my YouTube comments, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Twitch chat. By the way, you can watch my Twitch stream down here below. It is on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, +9 GMT, 10 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and 10 a.m. +9 GMT on Saturday. Sorry for the clickbait a little bit, but basically one of the #1 questions I get, and this is going to be the first question that we cover, is Crowfall a scam? And well, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the game development process. As some of you may know, I actually have a bachelor's degree in game design. That does not make me a guru for game design, but it does at least give me an idea of how things are done. And of course, I have some stats that I can show you on the screen. But basically, at the moment, Crowfall has raised between $30 and $40 million between their backers and, of course, their investors that they have been getting money from. This could be slightly higher, this could be slightly less, but between $30 and $40 million is where it's at. And here's the thing about game development, and a lot of gamers do not take this into consideration when they're thinking about it, is everything costs money. You have the devs, you have the artists, you have the sound guys, you have your community management. All those guys get a salary between 2 weeks and a month. They don't work for free, so a development company has to pay those salaries. Now, everybody knows this, and I'm sure you do too, but here's some things that we actually don't think about is their studio. Their studio has an overhead cost, and that means rent, electricity, water, if they're providing food to their developers and things like that. Like, these are all expenses that a company has to make. And so this quickly goes into a development cost of a video game. So realistically, $30 to $40 million is not that much. Now, if we switch over to this screen here, basically we have a question here. I don't know if you guys know or are aware of Quora, but it is like the Ask Jeeves of 2020. But basically, this guy's a developer and he's talking about it. He says he's worked for a few people in MMOs, and basically he's saying that it's between $150 to $500 million. Okay, and that's a lot of money. While $30 to $40 million may seem a lot, $150 to $500 million is about the correct range. Now, obviously in the 90s it was much cheaper, but as the games have progressed to get better graphics, to get better servers and things like that, the cost goes up a lot. Now, if we're going to go to this next one over here, you can also see that it also, this is from a software development company called Viron, and they say the same thing. It can cost between $0 and $500 million depending on what kind of MMO you are making. And this goes from casual to AAA level MMOs. For example, GTA 5 cost $265 million to make. Now, I am not saying that Crowfall is GTA 5 level, but this hopefully gives you kind of a better idea of exactly how much it costs to make a game. And once again, while $30 to $40 million may seem like a lot, it really isn't. This is a drop in the bucket, and I do feel that the development team for Crowfall has really been stretching this money as much as they can to really lower the cost of the game, as well as making sure that they are getting every penny spent in the correct manner. So what I'm saying is, to the question, is Crowfall a scam? No, I don't think it is. Do I think it is going to be exactly what everybody believes it's going to be? Probably not. All MMOs disappoint somebody, but at the end of the day, a development company can't make everybody happy. Their goal is to make a good game that a good amount of people are going to play so they can get their money back. The problem with MMOs today, and I feel this really needs to be addressed, is that, and this is one of the reasons why the development companies have been either shying away from MMOs or doing these kind of skeezy little ways of bringing out an MMO with the whole free-to-play with microtransactions, is because investors, while they're important to have, many investors don't exactly care about the development process of a game. They're putting their money into a business to expect a refund, or a refund of their money plus more. This is the nature of business. And unfortunately, what happens is these investors want their money, and they want their money now after investing it. So what happens is these development companies, they release games that are broken or not fully ready to go for launch just because the investors want their money. And this is why you get these things with like pay-to-win games, because it's all about the investors wanting their money back. While I'm not saying that investors are evil, they are important and they are necessary to have. Unfortunately, sometimes this ends up hurting video games because they get launched too early, or because that they end up putting microtransactions in. So the other thing is the development process, and this is another reason why people think Crowfall is a scam, is generally speaking, most development companies don't show the game to be played. Very minimal throughout the development stage. They usually keep it very small amount, a very short amount of people. They'll do maybe some alpha testing with a few people. They'll do some beta testing with some few people, and then they'll bring it out to the public, where it's like, a closed beta for special invites to get a couple hundred people in, a couple thousand people in, and then there's the open beta. Generally speaking, the development process for a video game takes between 3 and 4 years, sometimes even longer. And Crowfall, while it has been out for a very long time, it was still in pre-alpha. And the reason why they did this was to show backers where their money was going, and allow some testing to go on so they could make the game better. And well, when you do this, and I mentioned this in my other video, when you do this, it makes it feel like the game is taking forever in development stages, but realistically it's about 4 to 5 years now, so they are slightly behind, but not that far behind you would think. So do I think Crowfall is a scam? No, and we're gonna leave it at that. I think that they're doing a pretty good job for what they're going, and honestly, I have to commend it on this video. They recently announced what they were doing and dealing with the coronavirus, and they set it up so that everybody could work from home and still continue developing the game. And I want to commend them on that, because many businesses right now at this point still have not allowed their employees. So good job, J. Todd Coleman, for making those decisions and getting everybody to work from home and really caring about your employees while still focusing on getting the game developed. So good work on that. The second question that I get is, can you play Crowfall right now? Yes, the answer is yes. Yes, you can. However, it does cost you money to do it right now. You have to become a backer. I believe the game is around $60 or so. You can follow the link I have below. That'll get you a 10% discount if it is something that you want to do. However, I want to give you a warning that the current version that we can play right now is 5.10, and once 5.11 comes out, it is going to be a pretty different game. The developers have already said, hey, 5.11 is going to be big. It's going to be big, and it's going to be different. Like, the game is almost a brand new game, like completely different. So I don't think it's worth playing right now. I think you should wait till 5.11. I myself, while I do stream Crowfall, I'm actually not playing it right now, because simply I'm waiting for 5.11 to come out, because it's going to be a different game. So can you play it? Yes. Do I recommend it? No. I would recommend waiting till 5.11. If you want to go ahead and spend the money now just so you can wait for 5.11, do that. If you want to wait until 5.11 comes out to the live servers, you do have a chance of getting an invite, because once 5.11 comes to the live servers, not the test server, but the live server, you will be able to potentially get an invite if you have registered your account. There is a link below in the description that will allow you to go and register for a free beta account once they're available. The second question I get, and I don't know, I've been gaming for 20 years and I feel like I'm kind of surprised why this question gets asked so many times, but basically, will there be a server wipe once beta is launched and once it goes live, like as in a full release? And the answer is yes. They have already confirmed this. The community manager Pan has confirmed this, that there will be a wipe both in beta and for live. The only thing I can think of why people ask this is basically because they've been maybe played some Korean MMOs or some Asian MMOs where they do an open beta for everyone and then that transfers over to live. But because it is a beta or an open beta, everyone can actually create an account, so they don't bother wiping it. Not to mention most of these games are free to play, so that's another reason why they don't bother wiping it. Crowfall is a buy to play game, so they're definitely going to be wiping it once it comes out. So the fourth question I get is, why will I have to buy the game to play the beta version? The short answer is no. If you want, they will be doing invites once beta comes out. So if you want to wait for your chance to get in via invite, you can. I have some people in my own guild who are doing this. We have some people who have bought in. We have some people who are waiting for an invite. So you can wait for an invite. You don't have to buy to get into the beta. However, if you want a guaranteed chance or guaranteed to get in, then you will need to buy it. Keep in mind that once it goes to beta, they will be continuously inviting people to play beta more and more and more as they're doing server tests and things like that to see how many people it can actually hold without crashing the server. So stress tests. Plus, they're just going to want more people to actually play the game so they can get feedback. Yeah, feel free to sign up for the beta and hope for your invite, or go ahead and spend the $60 to get into the beta guaranteed once it actually comes out. When you actually do pay for it right now anyways, you will still be able to also get on the test server, so you could actually sneak in and get a quick peek of 5.11 once it goes onto the test servers. So the last question I get is, when will the beta launch? I wish I had a better answer for you, but at the moment I do not have a better answer for you. Basically, it will come out when it comes out. The devs have been doing their best to get the 5.11 patch out on the test servers so the backers can play, but realistically, they're not going to launch the game until it is ready. While I commend them on this, I definitely commend them on this. I think it has happened too many times that companies have been just trying to release the game as quick as they can so that the investors are happy. I commend them that they're really trying to make sure that the game is as good as it can be before launch, before beta launch as well, so that players have a good gaming experience. So, you know, usually I am just like you guys. I want to play the game as much as I can and as fast as I can, but at the same time, you know, there have been so many launches in the past couple years of MMOs that have just been absolutely terrible. People have been upset about it from day one. You know, I commend the developers for actually trying to make sure that the game is full and ready to go. I don't think it's going to be a fully smooth launch. Keep in mind, guys, like, there are always problems that developers can't anticipate, especially server problems, for example. But I think these guys are really going to do their best to make sure that the game itself is going to be running good. And while they may have server problems, nobody will be able to complain totally about the game, hopefully. And we'll see something very, very good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell so you get notified every time that I send out a video. I try to send them out once a week as best I can. Hopefully 5.11 will go on test servers very soon, and I will be able to get you guys some 5.11 content going. I know there's some people who want the night guides and things like that to come out, but while I do have it planned in my content list, I do not want to do it right now until 5.11 comes out. There's just too many changes that are happening for me to really put out a guide or how to play this type of class right now, because it's going to be completely irrelevant once the new patch comes out. So please be patient, guys, please. I promise you I will have 5.11 content once it comes out and once I'm able to play it. So if you guys also want to follow me on other social media, you can follow my Twitter, my Instagram. They are all going to be in the description below. And you can also, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, check out my stream. Feel free to come in. We're always streaming some type of MMORPG, whether it be Crowfall or maybe some retro MMORPGs. Feel free to swing by. I'm Monday, Wednesday at 10 p.m. +9 GMT, and on Saturday mornings 10 a.m. +9 GMT. I usually stream about 3 to 4 hours. I'll also go ahead and put a link to worldtimebuddy.com if you want to convert that to your own. I know you guys are from all around the world, so I don't expect you to always show up to my streams, but if you want to catch one, feel free. Thank you guys so much for your support, as always. For those of you who got to the end of this video, thank you so much for sticking around. It is much appreciated, and it's always very helpful for the YouTube algorithm to be appeased with my videos. So thank you guys so much, and I will catch you on the next one.